The effeminate. Never underestimate the effeminate child. He is wise and wild beyond his years. His tears embroider a tapestry of survival. They mark the arrival of his ever-evolving, ever-loving identity. The effeminate is a fire breather with little boys drag on, a water carrier carrying a pitcher, a flagon containing gallons of experience and reserve, a reservoir of pain and joie de vivre. If the effeminate is as bold as brass, then he sure as hell will make it shine. The effeminate embraces and tastes the grapes of wrath. The sweetest wine is always 2 steps ahead whilst seeming to lag behind, and can suddenly scissor kick into quick step the intricacies of his incisor mind, leaving you blinded and reminded never underestimate the effeminate. If he were a fish, he'd be a deep-sea anomaly, a paradoxical mix of viscousness and solidity, a shape-shifting mass of undulating validity. So with friends like this, who needs an enemies? The effeminate exists on many levels. He's more than at home with the angels and devils of his ever-complex ideology. He is genius and idiot spasmodically. The effeminate walks alone. The effeminate in isolation is a pot boiler of creation, but seemingly an irritation to his friends and family. He's a bastard child wandering lonely through a sea of parents, a misfit orbiting the outer sphere. But it's the safest place to wander. It's where you can't hear your father or mother call you queer. You're just not quite right. Never your father's son, nor mother's pride. I imagine that's why some effeminates find themselves contemplating or even committing suicide. These are dark places without glitter, where the bitter and unjust meet and joust for supremacy. It's a necromancy of thought which plagues and ages. It is the dog-eared pages of a book you never wanted to read, a desire you never wanted to need, the weed you never wanted to seed. But the effeminate is more than a gardening analogy, more than a whimsical parody of sitcom inaccuracy and vulgar interpretation. He stands outrageously somewhere between form and inspiration. He can be acetylene in his intensity, ridiculous in his propensity, as he reclaims his wildest imaginings. The effeminate constructed the most intricate ballet out of his silliest dillies and dallyings, a marrying of wit and movement. Something he would consider an improvement on the real men surrounding. Real men who denied him his courage. Real men who had the audacity to claim he was not like them, that he was flimsy dross, candy floss, Diana Ross, next to their hard-nosed granite and stone. But the effeminate knows that some real men also find it hard to stand alone. Overbearingly hard, especially in public toilets. It's where real men have been known to understand, even offer a helping hand, where the hideous complexities of the once bullying playgrounds are left behind or quite simply overlooked. Can you imagine the power this effeminate found when he realised some real men just love to be fucked in these temples of convenience, piss-smelly cathedrals of hush-toned obedience and damp marbled spiral stairs where real men kneel and find the answers to their wet-kneed, piss-smelly prayers. The effeminate is a multi-sided coin, dodecahedron in currency, loaded and enriched by the many faceted importunities of man's hypocrisy. He can have his sussed, stitched up in seconds without fists. He's no need to slaughter. His weapon's the greatest there is, laughter. It occasionally kept him safe from the violence at school. But be careful. It is dangerous to assume the effeminate a fool. The effeminate is not degenerate, although it has been debated. To him, all reality is precious, especially if his just happens to have been negated. Yet this showman so often appears elated, hilarious, while at the same time tiptoeing precarious through the fragmented crystalline world of the introspective. He is detective, unraveling, cat's-cradling, disabling the lies and alibis of the human condition. His position is crystal unclear. It's what gives him his unerring vision, making his inaccuracies hit bullseye. And that's why, when he shines, he illuminates the room, making your heart beat with more than just a touch of that sophisticated boom, boom. Boom, 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 bang. The aging effeminate lets his experience hang on what he hopes is his ever-youthful face. But avoiding the years as of age deep inside, he knows even he can't win. So, be prepared for him to cheat a little if running that particular mile. But then, after all he's been through, surely the effeminate's allowed just a little denial. And though he may be devastated by the onslaught of wrinkles, no amount of aging could disguise from his eyes the multitude of twinkles, a glittering, star-bursting mosaic. So, be prepared for the effeminate to portray and say it like it is. He knows his crazy business, his odd agenda. It's almost a sacred knowledge. It allows the true effeminate to transcend gender. So remember, remember, remember. Never underestimate the effeminate child, for his eyes are wise and